Hello to all Ghana loving Ghanaians from all around the world. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good whatever time I'm coming to you. Welcome to Nasage. And in the spirit of Ghana must work, Ghana can work. We want Ghana to work. Please do like the video, subscribe to the channel, and forward to other Ghana loving Ghanaians. Yes, today Nasage, there's a news that is carried by the 3 News about a Ghanaian employee that works for a Chinese employer that got his throat slashed by the Chinese employer as a result of a misunderstanding or some disagreement. And as you will know, Nasage, we are exclusively a patriotic channel for Ghana and people. So we're wondering why. Some aspects of the story we want to raise questions about. But this is the story. A Chinese national has allegedly slashed the throat of his Ghanaian employee, Isaac Boateng, at Kwekuma, a community in the secondary Takwari municipality of the Western region. First of all, can we imagine a Ghanaian employer slashing the throat of a Chinese in China? Is that possible? Now, Nasage, we are not advocating for this Chinese man to be molested, but the law needs to take its course. This is not the first time that a Chinese is alleged to have maltreated a Ghanaian who works for them. You see, but the question is this: what is the matter with us? I say this to say, I have seen a video of our military men stopping task force who are charged with the responsibility of going to check on this Galamsey distraction going on. Let me not digress too much, because that we are going to talk about extensively. But let's stay with this. Ask yourself, what gives a Chinese the audacity to not attempt anything else, no matter the disagreement, to use knife to slash the throat of a citizen of Ghana? Is either we have made the Chinese to come to some sort of either understanding or believe that whatever they do in Ghana, they'll be preserved, they'll be protected. No one is going to have the audacity to challenge them or to process by them duly by the laws of the land. It is painful and it is disheartening. And we at Nasage, we are tempted to say that it is our leaders that are causing these things. Because there was a time, not long ago, videos were circulating of how Africans, I'm not sure whether those individuals were Ghanaians or not, but were being mistreated and molested. There was even one particular video where a group of Chinese were using metal bar to zap a black guy on the floor, whatever his crime may be. The only reason the Chinese who come to Ghana and have that boldness to act the way they are acting is, one, I don't blame them. They have been trained properly. They have been trained to believe and have confidence in themselves that they can go anywhere and live as they so wish. How are we training our Ghanaians? What sort of boldness are we giving ourselves to have confidence, believe, the understanding that we are not ordinary? That's a different thing. But let's come to, it seems like our integrity and patriotism is easily bought. Because when I saw that video at the Galamsey site where these soldiers that is said to be Delta Force individuals who came defending Chinese people, who the evidence is there that our land is being destroyed, the forest is being destroyed, yet these soldiers that are charged, who swear allegiance to country and people to defend the country, both domestically and internationally, were actually preserving individuals who were causing destruction to our nation. And that begs serious questions. And to ask again, why is the military so much involved in civilian matters? What has gone wrong? Let's take to this story. We're not going to be long. What is this gentleman's crime? To challenge his boss? Because the report says that they've been working, they've not been paid, and there's been the tension, and this guy has decided to go to the office of the boss to challenge or ask questions why they are not being paid. And the end result is his throat is slashed. I'm expecting our leaders to be on the news and condemn it and demanding that the law of the land takes its own course. But in even this particular report, guess who were there to resolve or to calm down the tension? Soldiers, Ghanaian soldiers. So our own forces are defending internationals against us. That's the country we live in. We are not saying that they should mob the Chinese. No. If a Ghanaian slashed the throat of a Ghanaian, he'll be arrested, he'll be processed before court. And therefore, in as much as our constitution allows for a fair trial, that's what we are asking for. If a Chinese violates the rights of a Ghanaian, he needs to face the full force of the law of the land. But the question is, are we going to enforce the law? And this is what he said. We have worked for the whole month and our salaries had not been paid. So we had a meeting and asked our Chinese employer why we have not been paid. One of our colleagues went to the Chinese boss to find out what was wrong with the salaries, because we have families and we are also owing some people, he narrated. Yes, the employee is due his wages. If they have worked, they should be paid. They are paid 18 Ghana cedi a day. But this is where I want to. Some military officers, whether they were there by chance, they were deployed to preserve those groups, because from what I saw in that Galamsey video, that Ghanaian soldiers are deployed to protect Chinese who are destroying our forest. Our leaders should bow their head in shame. So it's possible these military officers didn't drive from the barracks to come over there and settle the fight or the disagreement. I'm thinking, I'm alleging they have been deployed and they've been around watching to act if there be any instance where those Chinese individuals are under some sort of difficulty with Ghanaians. Would that ever happen in China? Where is our laws? Our own force is acting against us. Some military officers intervened and calmed, restored later. But the foreigner, in effect, they are referring to the Chinese, the foreigner who committed a crime is still walking around, meaning he's not been arrested. Why not? Can you imagine a Ghanaian who is established in China and employing Chinese to work for him, to even punch a Chinese, notwithstanding slash their throat. You will see a Chinese military coming to protect that Ghanaian. They'll be arrested. They'll be processed according to the law of China. That's what we are saying. If a Chinese lives in Ghana and violates the rights of Ghanaians or even another Chinese or any other national, the law of the land should be applicable as it will be for any Ghanaian. If that is not so, something is definitely wrong with our mentality and mindset, and there's something wrong with our leadership. Where is our police? That these days, our military is so involved in civilian affairs. What is our police doing? Like I said earlier in this video, our patriotism and integrity is easily bought. And that is not good enough. It is about time we begin to teach our children in our schools to understand. Gone are those days when I'm going to school and I hear the national anthem, I stand. Because that's what we are taught to do. To owe allegiance to country and people. Is that what we see these days? And we should all bow our heads in shame. In as much as I'm not expecting those 80 individuals, Ghanaians, who work for this Chinese person to mob him, I am not expecting the Chinese also to raise their hand against my fellow Ghanaian. And if they do, I expect our leaders, I expect the laws of the land to take its own full course. Can we be guaranteed that? It's rather unfortunate. And it's unacceptable that our leadership is sitting down, our forest is being destroyed, our cocoa production has even gone down, according to reports, which is attributed to the Galamsey mining that is going on, largely as alleged by Chinese. We thought to raise this from the country and people point because this is not any different from what was happening in the slave days. And Ghana as an independent country, allowing foreigners to come into Ghana and being vicious towards their own citizens and our leaders, our the regulation of enforcers, the police, the legal system is leaving them unchecked. It's unacceptable. And it needs to change. Anyway, we thought to raise this till we come your way. God bless Mother Ghana. Long live the Fourth Republic. And Ghanaians have to rise up, not to beat anybody, but begin to understand that you have the capacity. You have a country. And we all owe allegiance to the country. Let's do well and let's do better. It will take ourselves to have law and order in the country. Why should our integrity and our patriotism be easily bought with money? Why? In the interest of Ghana must work, Ghana can work, and we will all want Ghana to work. Do like the video, share with other Ghana-loving Ghanaians, and subscribe to the channel. See you in our next video.